Hey, 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 it's Rosette McLean Chapman, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. I check them and I do respond back. This video, I'm just going to be taking you through my process of creating eyes, nose, and a mouth on this particular piece. I started this piece live. Shout out to Silent Cry. Thank you so much for allowing K&R Creative Souls to share their gift through painting at this event where, she spoke about post-traumatic prison disorder, the traumas of being incarcerated, and the help that this bill will create, right? Assist in our community, right? And how imperative that is, right? Celebrating life is super important. And in this mixed media piece, I have Afro hair, embellishments, acrylic paint on canvas. And this piece has transitioned from what it first looked like when I first started it to what it looks like now. And I'll definitely show a picture. When I first started, it was a little bit darker, or a lot darker, and the body was shifted differently on the piece. So since then, which has been a few months, I've been working on this piece, and this is where I'm at with it now. And I love what it has gone through. I usually have issues with painting eyes, nose, and mouth, especially in a smaller face. In this piece, I want to celebrate Black and brown children, Black and brown girls, celebrating our mere existence and the fact that I want us to live and be alive as long as God has for us to be on this earth. And then to also appreciate our hair, right? Because I haven't always understood how to take care of my hair and even like my hair. Like, I did not like it. And I've had to come to the process of appreciating what I'm doing, right? Without chemically treating it and without adding anything to it. Like, I went through this period in my life where it was just time to cut it all off. I was done trying to cover up the alopecia, and in many ways as I could, from how I braided my hair underneath to, to angle the braid in such a way so that I cover it up. And I just came to I was done. I'm done. I can't. It's too much. It's too much. And that point in my life was my rock bottom as it pertains to my hair. And it was my rock bottom because I did not know that underneath these wigs and weaves that there is this image of who Rosette is, and that she had to begin to love that, right? I felt so naked when I cut it all off and I went outside into the world. And now I can say I'm at a different point, and I definitely want people just to celebrate your hair and get to know the texture and protective hairstyles that work. So this painting is a series of pieces that I want to create. I want to say another vision board goal of mine, and it's coming to pass now. I've always done mixed media pieces, and I had started a piece, or actually started a piece and finished it, I want to say in 2016. 16 where I added hair to a canvas. I just think that embellishments can also bring a piece to life, you know, and I am usually, open to using things that I feel inspired to use, right? So that can be rhinestones, rocks, puffballs, stickers, like you name it, I'm inspired, it's going on my painting. And I realized this is my connection to liking black hair in my hair over this period of time. I kind of want to share that with the masses, right? Let's celebrate it, because our hair hasn't always been celebrated. As a black and brown culture, we didn't even know how to celebrate our hair, right? Or at least I didn't. And then the other cultures where they celebrate their hair daily, right? And it's a part of who they are as a culture to love what they were born with. And I didn't always love what I was born with. And these particular paintings and series of pieces that I'll be doing, I'm excited because I honestly don't necessarily know what it's going to look like, but I have an idea in my head. And sometimes the painting has a vibe of its own. And I want to say I freaking love it. I 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 love it. And I want to do more. I want to do more during this quarantine time, this pandemic. I want to say that God has allowed me to be even more creative and do the things that I've been wanting to do in my head. And if that would ever be the thing that I leave behind, is a legacy of art and taking risk in that sense of trying something new. And if you don't like it, just do it over again or switch it up. I've had a lot of oopsies, as I call them, and I work through the oopsies. Yeah, some things you just gotta trash it and try again, because you can't even salvage that, honey. And sometimes you can. And that's why I've learned to enjoy the process, enjoy the connectivity that I have to my pieces. Just know how beautiful we are. We are beautiful, and we are God's creation, and we are loved. And I pray that God teaches us how to love ourselves and how to celebrate the life that we have, and whatever creative medium that you use. I encourage you to do it, because when we're no longer here, there's nothing else left for us to do, right? And so, with God's guidance, I am going to create. I'm just going to go for it. I am going to go for it, and I am going to enjoy the process. And creating paintings that celebrate black hair is one of the missions that I have in a lot of my pieces. You'll see that, right? And no, black hair is not just coily, it's not short all the time, and it's not long all the time, right? There's a happy medium, and there are black and brown people that have long hair, right? At one point in time, I'm like, okay, I'm always like, is our hair only short? And that's not true. I know a lot of beautiful people that have long, healthy black hair, and they have created regimens for themselves, and they are consistent with their process. That's why it's so amazing. That's why it's so amazing. And over time, I've learned to be creative and try something new, and that creativity has spilled over into my pieces, into my art, okay? And that's why it's so dope. That's what's so amazing. That's why it's amazing. It's an art, so amazing. Definitely share with me what you have been creating over the last few months what piece or creation, whatever your medium is, that you started working on that is giving you an outlet to release your emotions during 2020, because 2020 has been a year of loss for many, a year of sadness, but also a year of God's blessings and God's peace over our lives, in God's strength through getting us through those hard times and still getting us through these hard times. What are you able to do that gets you through to the next day? Like, forget about the next week. Like the next day, like get through today. What are your peaceful escapes? And for me, art is one. It's watching a good show. It's making earrings. It's creating with my hands. I enjoy it. I can watch TV and create, listen to TV and create. I get up super early. God has been waking me up like 3, 4 a.m. and I start the process of creating. Getting so much better at cleaning my area because I do different mediums, and I'm working on one side of the apartment while my husband works on the other side. And we share this artistic space together, and it's interesting being married to an artist, and our art is so different, but I can see where we have rubbed off on one another in our creative zones, and I think that's super dope. There are definitely some pieces that I have to finish yet. There's no time like the present, and I'm just gonna go for it. And this was a part of it, really adding hair to my pieces. Just another way of bringing them to life. And you'll see some more pieces. Some more pieces where I've added braid to it. I'm working on different hairstyles that have been, I want to say, a cultural norm for us in different cultures and communities. Different hairstyles that I wouldn't have thought I would have worn for myself, but I have. And that's what's so interesting. That is very interesting. You wouldn't have told me that any time in my grown up adult life that I would have shaved my head. Never, 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 never. Not on purpose, that is, like, not purposeful. If my hair fell out because I permed it too many times with your hair, that was different, but purposeful shaving my hair and wearing it low, just cleansing the soul. And it was a cleansing yet vulnerable, transparent experience, and I want to bring that to my art. Definitely, when you get a moment, please check out my other videos, my other hair videos. I try to do my goddess braid. I show how this favorite makeup palette that I had in one of my other ones, and check out my other art videos. This channel is a medley of a little bit of everything that I do. Just kind of share my creative soul with you. So definitely check them out. But I digress. Now back to this video. And so, just on the process of how to do the nose and the face and working in such a small space. I say that I channeled my inner Kyrie. Because, my husband is a painter. He uses acrylic as well. And just learning how to work particular brushes for what it's used for. This brush I'm using is a points brush, I guess, and not to make sure I put too much paint on the canvas, so that in blending the paint in, going back and forth and making sure there are no streaks in my piece unless that's what I want, unless that is a part of the creative zone. If it's not, then that's not what you want, okay? And so you want to put your best foot forward in your creativity. I naturally am my husband say a heavy painter. You know, I lay the paint thick on the brush when I'm working on my canvas. And so that's just a part of my creative process and zone. And I would say over this period of time, I've been just going to find myself, my artistic self, right? And what that looks like and feels like for me. And also being willing to grow. You know, I'm constantly telling myself while I'm creating that I'm not going to give up, I'm not going to give up, I'm not going to give up. Because it doesn't look like what you want it to look like right away. It goes through a process. Okay, so definitely like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think. Bless you.